Hey girlfriend, this is Jan James. Welcome to the Hope After Breast Cancer podcast, where women who have endured breast cancer learn to have fulfillment over frustration, clarity over confusion, and faith over fear. We tackle the issues that many of our sisters face after a breast cancer diagnosis, from brain fog to fear of recurrence, from menopause to sex after breast cancer. This is the place to learn how to have hope after breast cancer. So strap yourself in. Welcome to the Hope After Breast Cancer podcast. Hi everyone, it's Jan James from Hope After Breast Cancer, and I am delighted to introduce you to my new friend, Karen Anderson, who is the Managing Director of Foundation 96, based out of Australia. Hi Karen, how are you?
Hi Jan, thanks for inviting me today.
Oh, I'm delighted to have you here. Karen and I just met within the last few weeks, and I just am really excited to share her with our tribe and to let you know what's available through Foundation 96. So Karen, can you tell our women what Foundation 96 is and how it started?
Yes, Jan. So I started Foundation 96 back in 2014, and the reason for starting Foundation 96 is to try and find all of the health and wellness professionals that specialise in oncology services. So as you probably are all aware of the fact, when treatment finishes, you are virtually by yourself. So you have your side effects, and we're now, as we like to say, the active transition from treatment into everyday life. So we're looking at what side effects happen from chemotherapy, from radiation, hormone therapy, and targeted therapies. And then we link that to the people that do specialise in it. So which modality, which health professional does that? So over the years, we've collected over 700 people that specialise in oncology services, and we are now in 15 different countries.
Very good. And so over 700 different service providers. So even in my area, when I put in my zip code into your website, there were a bunch of different providers, which is fantastic. So, and I know you're adding new ones every day, right?
Yeah, I would probably get around 7 to 8 different ones would happen in a 24-hour period, but I don't accept them all. So there's a criteria. So you have to have a modality or your scope of practice has to be researched. So we need to have evidence on it, and we need to know that it definitely works. And we're looking at the things that have had either degrees or certificates, and then further degrees or certificates. So I get or one of our team will get your business application listing. We then look at it if it's a business that is successful, where's it located? We do some cyber security searching. We look at Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, email address. We look to make sure that person is exactly how they should be and that their certifications are correct and what their presence are. I usually then will check with someone within the industry in that area, and they will also let me know. So it keeps us, I suppose, very credible, and we also need to be very trustworthy that these people are going to deliver the best service that we expect them to deliver.
Sure. No, that's great. Now, how did you get involved? I know your story, but would you tell our women the story of how you or where you came from and now you're doing Foundation 96? It's fascinating to me.
Yeah, so back in 2000, I decided to specialise in cancer, which was way before the world was ready. So I'm an exercise physiologist, and I'd seen all of the different chronic conditions with diabetes and Parkinson's, MS, osteoporosis. And then I started to get a trend with cancer because it was always that one condition that they were sick and they're bedridden and you leave them alone and we're not allowed to exercise them. So I went against that because I truly believe that it's not the case, because I would have Ironman and triathlon women and men and people that are doing marathon running, and I see that this was really different. So I started, and then I eventually got some oncologists that believed in me, and we started to do some really good strength training in cardiovascular balance and flexibility. And then I started to think, well, all right, well, this is working. And then I had to wait for the research to catch up. And by 2006, the research started to come through. By 2010, it was coming through very successfully. And so I believe that I couldn't reach everyone. So by my third wellness centre, I started to believe that if we went global and we found everybody that was specialising in this, then we could do referrals. So people move, and that's what triggered that. People go from state to state, to country, and now we can say, well, right, if you're moving to America, or you're moving to England, or you're moving to Australia, or within any of those states within those countries, then we can give you a new exercise person to help you. We can give you a dietitian, and we can give you a massage therapist and a psychologist. So it's making the world connect together for not only the clients, but also for the health professionals to work together as a team. So it's making us better, I believe, by sharing our knowledge.
Very cool. That's so awesome. And I'm just really glad to have connected with you, because I think we're going to, Karen and I were just talking about her specialty in exercise physiology is something that we haven't really tackled within Hope After Breast Cancer. And I'm a big believer that that is so critical as well. So please expect to see some content from Karen coming forward pretty soon, which is great. So let's talk a little bit about what you provide to cancer patients. So tell us about your health consulting services.
Yeah, so the first thing that we've done is the directory's been established, and now we've got it, I think, fairly well covered, and it's going to continue to do that. So the directory listings, or the service providers, I'm happy that it's now at a stage where it can just roll on by itself. So I've decided, how am I going to get the connection between the client and the health practitioner? So we put together now the consulting. So the health consulting is a 1-hour service that you book in for. We look at how you are at the moment, where you are in your treatment plan, how long have you finished, what are your side effects, what treatment you had, what was your history. So it's virtually a big rundown of who you are. So we identify your top 3 side effects, and then we start to look at who's going to be the best person that can help you with that. So it might not be in your area, it might be another state, it might be online, it might be in another country, it might be an online thing that we need to link you in with. So we're looking at the physical, emotional, okay, nutritional, and then service providers. Okay, that's not just going to be mind, body, and soul as we look at in those areas. It's also looking at bras and nipple tattoos, and looking at what implants are doing. You might want to look at special clothes, you might want heat packs. So we also have a lot of service providers in there that I know do some really good things. It might be a financial thing. So you might want to be linked up with someone that can help you financially from a charity, if you're looking at food or getting rides to treatment. So there's a lot of different services in different countries that we've tapped into. So if you feel that you need more than just that one-off session, we've packaged up a wellness plan, and that wellness plan is over 6 months. So I have a lot of people now that we book in every month, and we check to see how you're going. And we're sort of like that little person that makes you accountable. So with the 6-month plan, we're looking at your goals, and we're looking at what you need to do to be able to get back into everyday life. So is it work, or is it some type of physical or psychological or nutritional, or is it a service that we're needing to help you with? So there's so many different things to start with, and it's so much easier to put it into small sections and do it into 4-week blocks. So as soon as we can get that 4-week block turning into 6 weeks, 6 months, I find that people start to feel empowered. They've got that, I feel like I have a direction now. I feel like it's not all about treatment now. There is that little bit of spark coming back, and they're usually excited about something coming into the future because we've set those goals up. So we have that sort of inspirational warrior woman coming through, or man. So I am impressed with the way that it's changing, the way that we're currently doing cancer treatment after treatment, if that makes sense. So it's putting that little bit more into survivorship, if we'd like to use that word.
Right. I've often said, and I think that's why you and I hit it off so well when we first met, because I think we're just kindred spirits. I just have often said, I'm not sure why the professional community just drops us like a hot potato once a treatment plan is put in place. It's like it goes, but then there's nothing else. And the side effects, the residual impact continues, and here we are. So I'm really grateful that you have created this foundation to help us in that way. Now, earlier today, I went on your website, foundation96.com, and I created my own personal care plan. So it allowed me to choose that I had breast cancer. And if you've had multiple cancers, it gives you that option. And then you're able to indicate what areas of side effect or issues you're having. And so, can you tell us a little bit about that process?
So the reason why we put the little mini quiz, I suppose we'd call it, in there is for people, while you're going through treatment, there's a lot to take on. There's a lot to absorb. And I believe some of these side effects do get mentioned and you may not have heard, or you may not have been told. So there's a lot of things there. So I've gone through and looked at all of the side effects that actually do come through, the common ones that come through with chemo, surgery, radiation, hormone therapy, targeted therapies. I put them all into an order, and then I looked at all of the different health practitioners that actually could treat that. So they had to be researched multiple times, good quality research, had to be published, and then we put it together. So if it was something that it was from surgery and there was scarring issues, then we know we'd go to an occupational therapist or physical therapist to get that range of motion. So that's where you're seeing it written in front of you. You can start to see who you need to see, and then you can go onto our directory yourself. You don't need to go through one of our consultants if you'd rather do it by yourself, and then you can find that person. That was the purpose behind it.
Yeah, I actually really appreciated the fact that you said I could take the short quiz. It took me less than 5 minutes, and then I would be emailed a list of the different types of practitioners that could help in those areas. So, and you said very specifically on the website, we will not contact you. So it's not anything like that. It's just trying to educate us about the types of practitioners that would be helpful for various side effects, which is really great. And we sure can choose from your service providers. But if, like you said, if we want to go local, then we can sure do that as well. So that's awesome. Well, Karen, tell us how people can get in touch with you and where they're going to find the website.
Yeah, so hopping on to foundation96.com is the best way. If you're not sure that you would like to book in for the hour, because it is a paid hour, you can contact me for a discovery call, which is on there. You can book in for the discovery call, which is 15 minutes, have a chat with me and see if it's something you do want to do. If you choose to book in, it's you pick a time, you go into the calendar, you pick a date, you pick a time, you pay for the session, and then I will contact you via Zoom. If you don't like the idea of Zoom, we have other options I can call. Most people like the video connection. And if you don't know how to do that, we can help you. So I can easily get on and try and explain to you how we can do the Zoom connections. That's the easy part. And then from there, we then start to put you together. Now, I believe an important thing that needs to come through from this too, especially in a HIPAA situation, I don't keep any of this information. I don't store any of the information. So any of the questions I ask you and any of the details that we go through, I do not keep copies of it, and I don't store it anywhere on the website or on my computer. It is only asked so I can get a picture to know exactly where I need to send you.
Very good. No, I appreciate that because privacy is such an issue these days, certainly. So thank you for explaining that. That's great. Well, I am delighted to know you, my new friend, and I'm very excited for my tribe to get to know you as well, and your service providers, which it's a beautiful service that you're providing worldwide. So, and I know that it will grow greatly the more that we're working together, and looking forward to that, Karen, so much. So Thanks everybody for tuning in. And this is Jan James signing off for Hope After Breast Cancer. Have a good day. Girlfriend, thank you so much for listening to our podcast. I hope you found some nuggets to encourage you and give you hope. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast. You never want to miss an episode. And we'd love to know how we're doing, so please be sure to leave us a review. Until next time, this is Jan James encouraging you to remember there is hope after breast cancer. See you next time.